Alright guys, welcome to part 1 of the Godzilla Millennium series reviews. Of course, I am starting with the first Godzilla Millennium movie, which is called Godzilla 2000. I was 10 years old when this movie was released, and it was probably the best day of my life. Because I was finally getting to see the real Godzilla again. And oh my god. I remember sitting, I was watching Sunday night cartoons, stuff like, like The Simpsons and, Family Guy and shit like that, which I think, I was watching Family Guy, and they let me watch Family Guy when I was 10 years old. Actually, they didn't even know I was watching it, because I watched it in their room when they were still watching TV. I gotta watch my shit before I go to bed. And then in between shows, this commercial comes on, and all of a sudden Godzilla's there breathing his fire at this thing, and I was, oh my god, and apparently my parents had been flipping through channels and saw the same commercial, and when the commercial was over, I was screaming, and I was running out of the room, from my parents. I'm like, oh, and I could hear him, oh, here he comes, he must have saw it. So apparently they saw the commercial too. And it was probably the best experience of my life. I had, actually watching the movie was, because it was the first and only Godzilla movie that I had ever seen in theaters, because I had to see this in theaters. I was gonna see it in theaters. And my parents knew that, so of course I went to theaters and saw it, and it was probably the best pee pants experience of my life. It was awesome, and it's still awesome to this day. That's one of the best Godzilla movies ever made. However, I wish he was just by himself and not with a monster. I think reimagining should not include another monster. Godzilla is just awesome enough by himself, as far as I'm concerned, and he seems more dangerous that way. But they did have a pretty cool monster as his enemy, the Orga monster, which started out inside a spaceship and then became sort of like a thing from the abyss. And then of course turned into the famous Orga that you know today and play as in Godzilla Save the Earth. But I don't play Unleashed. I hate it. Very, very good movie. I love the redesign of Godzilla. It's very awesome. The yellow fire-colored fire breath. I loved it when I was a kid, obviously. I was like, he actually looks like he's breathing fire now. I love the special effects they used for that. That was just the best. That's how it should look as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. I'm still a fan of the blue because it's tradition. I try to tell people, Japan has, the technological and of course the economical ability to make a CG movie of Godzilla. However, they won't. I'm not saying they can't, I'm saying they won't, because it's tradition to have suit monsters in miniatures. It's been that way forever, and it will always be that way with Toho. And at least I hope it will, if they ever make monster movie again. Because after Final Wars, they said they were going to go on a 10-year hiatus and sort of rethink the genre. But I hope when they come back, they still at least have suit monsters. Because that's just the jam. That's how it should be. That's tradition. You know what I mean? This movie definitely gets... Damn, I'm going to rate this a 9. Because you can watch it anytime. And it's a great movie to introduce Godzilla to somebody. Like, if somebody is open to watching a Godzilla movie but hasn't seen a Godzilla movie before, or maybe has only seen the American one, this is a good one to start them on. It's nice and dark, nice and more realistic than some of the other ones, and it's just plain epic. I love it. It's awesome. I had a great time watching this one, but I need to move on. So Godzilla 2000 gets a 9. All right, movie number 2. Godzilla vs. Megaguirus. Some people pronounce it Megaguirus, but that just reminds me of Gyrus from the original Gamera series. Megaguirus. Now, the larval stage, I guess you call it the larval stage, of these, of the mega things, Megaguirus is just the one from the big one that you see on the cover from the end. But they start out as Meganulon and Meganula and stuff like that. Those were actually the original insect form was from the original Rodan movie, and I thought that was a kind of cool way to tie that in. This Godzilla movie just kind of seems out of place. I mean, it's a good Godzilla movie. I mean, I can watch it any day. But it just kind of seems out of place. Like, strange. You know, and I was kind of going into this thinking that it was a sequel to Godzilla 2000, when it isn't. It's basically another reimagining, like a direct sequel to the first one. And I was like, whoa, that's kind of weird. I kind of would like to see, a sequel to Godzilla 2000. But anyway, it's very, very good. I like it. I don't know if I'm right on this or not, but I think it's the same suit used for Godzilla 2000. But to me, it seems to have a bit of a brighter, a bit of a brighter tone and much more of a green tone to the suit in the movie. It's actually one of the few movies that Godzilla actually is greenish colored. Usually he's like stark black or gray. But this one, he's actually kind of green. He still breathes the yellow fire, or the fire-colored fire, because it has multiple colors, and like red, orange, and yellow, and stuff like that. It looks like fire, But I like the enemy in this one. It just didn't seem as epic as Orga, so it didn't really seem like that much of an improvement on me. The story, however, was pretty cool, and I like the fact that the military was using something other than tanks and airplanes and trying to get rid of Godzilla. They invented a black hole gun, which is pretty cool, and it did do some massive destruction, but it just couldn't suck up Godzilla because he's Godzilla and he's the jam. But this movie is pretty good. I can rate it an 8. There is a pretty funny part where Godzilla does a high-flying belly slam on Megaguirus, which it's just so unrealistic, but it just reminds me of the classics. It was almost as funny as the Godzilla tail slide from Godzilla vs. Megalon. Very, very funny. So this one gets an 8. Godzilla 2000 got a 9. And number 3 on today's list, GMK, Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack. The longest title in Godzilla history. It's just like ridiculously long, and damn. I loved this movie. I'm gonna say right now, this movie gets a 9.5. It is probably my favorite Godzilla movie of all time. I love Mothra's redesign. I love that there's no twin motherfucking fairies for Mothra, and it just is a relief. There are twins. There's a cameo of twins in this movie, but they're full-size twins, like life-size, and not miniature. And they just watch Mothra fly overhead, and they don't say anything. It's just like a little cameo kind of throwback. Like, oh, there's twins, but they don't sing or anything. They don't say anything. So that was a good thing for me. The humans are trying new weapons against Godzilla again, like the drill things, and it was awesome. I love King Ghidorah's design in this one. He's kind of almost useless when he first shows up because he's weak and shit. But then when he gets repowered and he first arrives and he's all CG like that behind the city, oh my god, that was the best King Ghidorah moment I've ever seen. It was awesome. And then he just starts whooping Godzilla's ass. And Godzilla himself looks awesome in this movie with no pupils. It just makes him look a tad more creepy and more menacing. And I love the redesign of the suit in this one, sort of a throwback, sort of a mixture of the 90s suit and the original suit. And I thought it was cool. Some of the camera angles and stuff used in this movie really shows Godzilla's size, you know. And I love the scene where the woman whose house or whatever it was got attacked by Godzilla, and she was all injured and shit, went to the hospital, and she's sitting in the hospital, and Godzilla is coming, you know, and she's looking out the window, and she sees this giant lumbering Godzilla coming down her road basically, and she's oh my god, you know, she's all freaking out and shit, and then Godzilla walks by the window, and you know, out of sight, and she's like, oh, thank God. And all of a sudden the tail comes up, destroys her, destroys the hospital, and probably kills her. It was epic. I was like, oh, that needed to happen a long time ago. But it was great. I love this movie. I love Baragon that's in it. I almost forgot about Baragon, but I'm glad they brought him back in a Millennium movie. He hasn't been seen since the Showa series a long time ago. Yeah, this movie right now gets rated 9.5. It's great. It's the best Godzilla movie ever. The story in it is cool. I like how King Ghidorah is a good guy in it. It's the only movie where he's basically a good guy. Except I could say Mecha King Ghidorah from Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah in the 90s, but King Ghidorah, just King Ghidorah, not augmented by humans, is a good guy, and Godzilla's the bad guy. I thought that was a cool change up, and it was awesome. I like when Godzilla first launches his fire breath, and it creates that like mini atom bomb explosion. And I know the kids were looking at it in the school. I thought that was great. I loved it. It's excellent. So enough great, awesome, and excellent quotes. But Godzilla 2000 got a 9. Godzilla vs. Megaguirus got a 8. And Godzilla GMK, Giant Monsters All Out Attack, gets a 9.5. Very, very cool. Guardians of the Earth. Alright, thanks for watching Max Reviews, and I'm going to finish up the Millennium series right after this.